Can you hear me now? All right, I'm gonna assume you can hear me now. If you don't, keep typing and let me know. All right, so Sarah Boone has officially made it to Lowell. We weren't 100% sure that she was going to be there, but ends up she is there. Supposedly, they wanted to try to have her be moved to not such a bad prison. It has a really bad record. And so I think they were claiming that she was afraid for safety, and they were just trying to push her to go anywhere but there. But that is where she's going. And if you haven't seen the video of the prison and kind of what her daily life will be, go look under my playlist, because I definitely made it. We went into a whole bunch of details, got to see some pictures of the inside and the outside of the prison. So all good information. Oh, good. I'm glad you guys can hear. Thank you so much for letting me know. I literally was on here all day and I forgot I unplugged my mic when I was done, and I didn't think I was coming back, but here I am. All right. So with everything going on with Sarah, I, the other day, was reading into her brother, the one that has been in prison. We weren't sure if he was still there. We thought there was a chance that he would soon be getting out, but there's been like hardly any details on him. And even with Florida being a public search, anyone can look for criminal stuff online, but his is not really there. If you ever have the time, you should go to the Florida's public search and look for him, because there's really not much on his criminal information. Very briefly, and then it didn't say when he was sentenced to prison, how long, when could he parole. We knew nothing. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open what I saved and put myself in what I like to call the corner of shame. And now I really am shamed because I had myself on mute. All right. So, almost there. Okay, so what I had noticed is this was the newest files under his name, and he was bonded out. He just got out. Believe he got out in December 2024. You can see when his arrest was. That was October 16th, 23. So he was in for a little over a year, and he just got released. So then, naturally, I decided to see if I could find where he went. And as you would probably think, it was very hard to find anything. However, let me show you what I found. I mean, internet sleuthing, and I have evidently nothing better to do, but I was still happy to find this stuff. Oh yeah, if you didn't see my other video on him, this is him. Somebody made the comment that they thought it was Marilyn Manson. I totally agree. They do look very similar. This is John Tyler Paulson. He typically goes by Tyler. I've had some of you tell me that in the South, they'll talk about, they'll use their middle name as a first name a lot. So you can always look up Tyler Paulson, but there's still not much information. Okay, going to the thing I wanted to show you now. So addresses. He is a registered sex offender with a minor. So he is one of those people that has to always put where his location and where he's living. Like, he can't live within a few miles of different schools. So he actually has his own tracking, if you will, and I signed up for it. So I was like, maybe there's more information if I sign up. There wasn't. But hey, I can always keep us updated in the future. So then I'm like, where would he go? He's in prison. Sarah's in prison. The other brother lives what seemingly is probably a couple hours north of Orlando. But I'm like, he wouldn't want Tyler going there, would he? No. So this is in Orlando. Let's see if I can show you all. He, right here. Let me move that over. There it is. Okay. Having issues. All right. So, where he is located, it says it's just a street address, and it's an apartment complex, but there was an address attached. It doesn't show. So this is where the map shows he is. So it's kind of like in the middle of a road, but those are apartments around there. And I'm assuming somebody is letting him sleep there for the moment. It is not a family member. So very interesting. I'm going to read some of your texts. On the streets, no, but he's with somebody and he might as well be living on the street with his location planted in the middle of the road. I think he is going to find very fast that he needs to do something, like get a job immediately, do something, because I doubt people that actually know him or knew him before he went into prison, I doubt they want anything to do with him after everything that just happened with him. But then Sarah, so I'm sure everyone's like, stay away, keep away. But they made sure to say that this was a transient location, so it is only briefly, which then made me wonder if he's going to try to go into some sort of homeless shelter or something to that effect, because if he doesn't have anybody else and doesn't have a job, he has to do something, right? I'm reading. So I'm going to also pull up what Lowell said for Sarah Boone. There wasn't a lot of information that they did. It just changed her status. But that means that she literally arrived there today. So that was... It actually took shorter than what I thought it was going to be. I was doing so much reading on how long they stay in the reception, and there were people that said that they could take up to 4 to 6 months. And I was like, that's so much time. So this is a lot shorter than I thought it was going to be. And I'm pulling up their website right now. There it is. All right. So obviously her mugshot, computer would stop glitching out. Okay. So her mugshot, everything started to look the same. You know, just listing her race, name, birthday. You scroll down, current facility, that is the big change and official. Sentenced to life. There is news going on right now with her appellate lawyer. She's complaining that she hasn't talked to him, but appellate lawyers don't have to talk to them. In fact, they can do everything without talking. So I think she just wants to be very involved, and that's not happening. And she can't write letters and complain to the judge anymore. So not in confinement. That makes me think that sometimes when they go into prisons, they put them in their own cell in a different area to try to just get them acquainted to being at that prison. But usually with that, it's more of a confinement, and it says she's not. So I'm wondering if she didn't have something like that and she is immediately just in with the rest of the population. Some of the guys, there's visitation applications. I mean, I would love to interview her. That would be crazy. Oh, this is a little bit new, where they're just talking about second degree dangerous act. All right, so with that, a couple of the facts that we know about her new home. If you didn't watch the other video, they get up extremely early. In jail, she was getting up at like 4:45 or 5 o'clock to go down for breakfast, and she would constantly skip that and sleep in. And they always wrote that down. I thought that she was just being difficult, not realizing that it was that early in the morning. So I actually kind of understand. I think I would prefer longer sleep if I could. But it almost made it seem like she got in trouble when she did that. So maybe they didn't want that. I don't think anything like that will fly in prison. Let me read some of your messages. Should have took the plea deal, Beverly. I know. Even when I was interviewing Sarah's friend, we both were talking about her not taking the plea deal. I mean, what a huge mistake. And I think she really believes that one day this will get overturned, she'll be free, but it is not looking likely. And she was saying that when she was in jail leading up to the trial, that was too long for her to be in prison. She only should have been there like a year, and then this whole thing should have been done. Not how it works, Sarah. Her appeal was filed. Was that yesterday, Deb? That's when I started reading into it, and then my oldest daughter had a band concert at school, and I had to put everything on hold. But all right, that means I'll go, if that's true, I'm going to go ahead and look in her files for Florida. Now, Tyler was in prison for 2023. He got out this past December. Wonder what her problem is with breakfast. I think she was just choosing sleep over breakfast. I can't imagine that they sleep very well in there, but we'll see. I also heard that Sarah has refused to sign a document saying that she will not earn money off of her situation or story, and she refused. And I'm going to make a joke, but no, of course she would want to be able to make money when she was in prison because she needs the extra money for snacks, guys. She has to have her snacks. So, all right, that is basically what I have for today. I'll probably get off of here and I'll see if any of her documents were updated, anything I'm missing. I will tell you, because I was talking to another chat about this yesterday. I almost got, and I'm not naming the name, but I almost got one of George's ex-wives to let me interview. And she has cold feet now, but that would have been really cool. I'm not pushing her at all. She doesn't want me to interview her, but I definitely reached out to basically his entire family a while ago. I didn't get a response, and so I'm not pushing it because they deserve their privacy. If I take silence as a no, and so I let it go. But I was really hoping that the ex-wife one would happen. That would give so much more insight as to how he was, who he was, and especially having kids in all of this, we could have heard more about his relationship with them before he even moved to Florida. So, not going to push it. I'm hopeful. We'll just see what happens. The Pop-Tarts and peppermints. Yeah, she needs some chips. She needs all the things. And that's honestly, that's what I'm thinking that she's thinking. That she needs to have money in there for all these extra perks. So, of course, she's going to make money if she can. But let's not forget something very interesting. Her attorney, Owens, at first would not say that he was doing this pro bono. He's like, I have other clients, they pay me. Sarah, if she's ever if she's ever free and it's possible, she needs to pay me back. Is basically what he said. I think that if she made any money on this entire thing in prison, that would immediately start going to Owens. So it's not like she will be getting the money right away. And I can't even imagine. He is a private attorney, so I'm sure his fees are very large. And having to represent her, I don't know if that would have helped or hurt his clientele. So he definitely deserves to be paid. It was last minute and he had to deal with her. More power to him. Yeah. That's what you said about the appellate lawyer. Yeah, that's what I was reading about, that they don't have to talk to them ever. And like I said, probably driving Sarah insane. But, oh well, they're not breaking the law. They're doing their job, what they're supposed to be doing. Susan is saying George's family really needs to speak up. So I was very surprised. One of their daughters did talk to Court TV, and she made the comment on there that nobody had reached out to them for them to speak, and that was the first time. And it was after that I went ahead and wrote them, because it looked like she was inviting that, but they never reached out. So I dropped it because I'm not going to push. But I would hope at some point someone does. The family's been through so much between George and his brother. I think it would just help with the memory, and to have people know who the real George Torres was. And I also did my unmasked video about him. And I got as much information as I could, but man, talking to one of the family members really would have been able to piece so much more together. Yeah, Anna was the one who was on Court TV saying that. So I was like, well, maybe there's a chance she'll want to talk. My computer's so far away. I need like reading glasses or something to read these messages. She knew what she had done to stay away from all the kids. Yeah. And I think that she has a no contact order with his entire family. That's usually what happens in a case like this. If not, they're all going to get mailed books from Sarah. I mean, there will be nothing left for her to lose, so I'm sure she's just going to go crazy and send them everything. So hopefully that's in place, because I think it would be a nightmare situation. For those of you that are in the chat, somebody said her appeal has been filed. Does anybody know what day that was? Was that yesterday? Yeah, that's why she went scorched earth on her crazy speech. Yeah, I mean, I also think it's a lot of entitlement. She just doesn't think she did anything wrong. It's very surprising. All right, well, I'm going to get off of here. I will be looking for the new possible file if I find that, and I am going to check on her records again, make sure there was no other documents submitted now that she is in her new home. So there might be more to talk about tomorrow. Next time I do another Sarah Boone video, I have an update on a couple things about my interview. It's not enough to put it all in one live, but it's kind of cool. So once I get more information, we'll come back and we'll talk about all the things that I have been hearing and uncovering. So, all right, thanks for watching. Today was so long, and I really appreciate the people that were able to hop on, especially when we're all in such different time zones. So I really appreciate it, and I will be back on tomorrow.